Hi everyone, it's Chef Mitosu Crafts and welcome to the Global Stampin Video Hop with the theme of seasons. So with spring coming up in the UK, I've decided to share a card featuring the Enduring Beauty bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies. It does come with decorative mask or stencils, but I won't be using that today. I'm pairing that up with the layered florals 3D embossing folder, and I've gone ahead and pre-die cut myself the label from the set in basic white and the leafings and buds in vellum. So I have the 2-piece and the 1 leaf and the 2 buds in vellum. Cardstock, I have a piece of basic white for a layer, which I'm going to be embossing. That's 10.5 by 14 or 4/1/8 of an inch by 5.5. My card base is basic white thick, measuring 8.25 by 5.5, folded in half. Or that's 21 by 14 centimeters, folded in half. I do have 4 different colored cards, which is Lemon Lolly, Bubble Bath, Soft Sea Foam, and Pool Party. So the idea for the spring is actually using colored cardstock from the Subtle collection, and you can change the different colors from the different color collection. For example, summer could be the brights, regals could be autumn, and winter could be your neutral colors. And the measurement for each piece is 1/5/8 of an inch by 2/5/16 of an inch, or 4.2 by 6 centimeters. And I've just used sticky tape, removable tape, to put that all together as we stamp on that later on. So what we're gonna do first, as I've pre-die cut my stuff, I'm gonna emboss this. And this 3D embossing folder it's great design, random flowers, and it's quite heighty. But if you don't want it too deep, shall I say, you can run it through again in your embossing folder, in your die cutting machine. So I'm just gonna run it through once. And you can see the design, it's really deep and it's lovely. But if you don't want it too deep and you just want hint of the design, put back your plates or your sandwiches for die cutting. But I'm just gonna run that through again as is, just with the plates. So you may have seen me do this technique previously, but it just flattens, but it still gives you hints of the design, which I quite like. Right, that is my embossing folder done, and that's my layer already done. So for stamping, we're actually going to heat emboss or white emboss the big floral design. So before doing that, make sure that you do prepare your cardstock or layers with embossing buddy. Ink up your Versamark because it's a big stamp. Just take your ink pad or Versamark and tap it around, moving it around, so then you know that all of the design are covered in ink. So you can't really tell because it's transparent, the Versamark. So I'm just gonna stamp that right in the center. Impress. And because it's photopolymer, I am using a Pierce mat underneath just to give it a bit of a cushion, because it's a big stamp and I want all of those lines to be on the cardstock. So carefully take that off, and you can kind of just see it. And on the label, I'm gonna emboss "Embrace the Beauty of You." It's quite generic, so it could be the season or a specific someone, I guess. So that one, I'm just gonna bring that down so I can see. There we go. Sorry. So embossing additions toolkit for the tray. I'm just going to sprinkle white embossing powder on the big floral. Tap it gently at the back to get rid of any excess or loads of excess. Right, that is done. And I'm just gonna change my embossing powder. Or you can do white on white and then ink blend on the label. Embossing powder. And again, tap at the back. You do have the paintbrush or the brush, just take off any excess, or you can use your take your pick tool for those hard to reach in between. There we go. So next I'm just gonna use my heat tool and emboss that. We're independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrators based in the UK, so if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, Netherlands, Belgium, or Ireland, you can purchase any current Stampin' Up! Products from our online shop. So now that these are embossed, we're gonna just finish up our card. So, or make up our card. And because that layer has been embossed and debossed, it should still be the same size as the card front. And I'm just going to stick that down. Adding a bit of glue. And because it's slightly warped as well, it does give it a bit of more texture, which is fine. If it does extend out slightly, just make sure that the bottom is straight on, because the sides can be okay. I would say the opening and then the base, so then it can still stand up. And then just turn that over. So it has gone slightly wider. You can see there's a bit of excess on the side there. You can use your paper snips just to cut that off, but I'm not fast. When you open it, it still opens up okay. Now we have these, so you can either just stick that down or you can take it off. You also have the option of rearranging, so you can have the corners coming in, but I'm gonna keep it the same, but I'm just gonna spread it out slightly. So I'm just gonna use dimensional. Just add 2 of those. Just trying to remember that I flip them instead of turning them. So depending on which sides you want, I guess. On the top, I think I actually had this along the bottom. So I'm just gonna do that. So spread them out. I guess you don't have to be quite, if you don't want to be too straight, you can just do different angles or height. I'm gonna try and make it straight. Leaving a bit of gap on the side, and I'm just gonna try and match that for the top. And on the side. Just make sure it is straight-ish. Looks all right. That's good. So with the sentiment, again, you can. I'm gonna choose to do it in the middle. If you don't want your card to be double dimensioned, you can just keep it flat on. But I will add another dimensional on there. Before I do that, I will just add my die cut vellum. So at the back here, just add hints of Tombow. For the 3 leaves in the bottom right corner, and then the top for the bots, or top left, I guess. Yeah, left. One more. Before I add dimensional, we can add some ribbons, or a ribbon, I guess. So this is the Petal Pink from the Ribbon Duo combo pack. I'll just add a straight line. I can trim it afterwards, and Darren tape should be enough. Just to keep that in place. Let's see. That's great. And it does come with the lemon lime twist, so you can add a second one, but I won't do that. I will add some baker's twine, which is Parquet Party, but it looks like a nice green, just slightly brighter than lemon lime. So if I want it on the left hand side, I'm just gonna do a faux bow, I guess. Ooh, finally. I can take off my double-sided tape. and use that. A good way of doing a phobo as well is do a loop on your hand and then pinch the center, and then you can just add that on there. Yeah, cool. Right, so to finish up, I'm just gonna add dimensional. Maybe off that bow, and you can just stick that down. There we go. Right in the center. Tidy it up a little bit. You're stuck. Cut off the ends. And then of course, I have to add bling. This is the iridescent rhinestone basic jewel. It's nice and shiny. And I'm just gonna add 3. Again on the card. Oh, the colored cardstock. Should I do it there? And there you go. That is my spring card for Global Stampin Video Hop. Do check out the description below for the next link in the hop. Thanks again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, bye!